And today we are unboxing the Micromax Unite 2. Micromax's first phone with Android KitKat, available for about Rs 7,000 in the market. It comes with 20 regional languages support as well. Box is pretty minimalistic. This is the new design of boxes from Micromax. At the back you have your specifications listed. It features a 1.3 GHz quad-core MediaTek MT6582M chipset. 3G connectivity, it's a dual SIM phone as well. You have a 4.7-inch IPS display with WVGA resolution, that's 800 by 480 pixels, a 5 megapixel autofocus camera, secondary 2 megapixel front-facing camera as well, 1 GB RAM, 4 GB ROM, running Android 4.4 KitKat right out of the box. You have GPS, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, FM radio, and a 2000 mAh battery powering this phone. Now let's cut open the seal to have a peek inside. This phone also comes with the Mad Call app, which gives you money for watching ads. These boxes are a bit difficult to open. Nevertheless, good packaging here. So in the very front you can see that's a Micromax Unite 2 A106. Let me take that out. I'll just keep that aside for the time being. Let's see what else we get inside the box. So at the very top you can see it's the 2000 mAh battery. Let me take that out of its plastic cover. So the battery is slated with about 8 hours of talk time. We'll definitely test that out. So you see there a standard battery. And next up we have all the user guides, warranty statements. So SAR notification there, your warranty card as well as the user guide. Very helpful there, especially if you are using Android for the very first time. And given the price, people might be switching on to their first smartphone with the Unite 2. So now that's another box. We'll have the rest of the accessories in it. So it seems you have your charger, cable and your headset right there. Let's have a look at them individually. So first up is the wall charger. It's a USB wall charger. Pretty standard affair there. It's a two-prong wall charger as you see. Nothing special, takes in your USB cable. Then you have your micro USB to USB data syncing and charging cable. The ports do look nice, good quality cable here. It seems long enough as well. Then you have your headset. Let's take that out. So it's not in-ear style. And we haven't seen these ones exactly, though we have seen a version of these earlier from Micromax. Silver pin and a single button interface to end and receive calls. The button is not that clicky, that's something nice. We'll definitely check these out in our full review as well. So folks, this is the Micromax Canvas Unite 2 running Android 4.4 KitKat right out of the box. So let's have a look at the phone first. So it's sort of a grayish blue color, just like the Canvas 2 colors. So you have a 4.7-inch display in the front. On the left there's absolutely nothing. You can see the matte finish of the back cover seeping through. At the top you have your micro USB data syncing and charging port as well as a 3.5 mm audio jack. On the right you have both the volume rocker as well as the power lock and unlock button. Very sturdy, offer good feedback as well. Moving to the bottom you have a space to open the back cover and the primary microphone as well. At the back you have a 5 megapixel camera, LED flash, Micromax branding and the speakerphone at the bottom. Now let's open up the back cover and we'll see how the insides are laid out. The back cover is actually quite solid. It feels good to hold in the hand. The matte finish definitely adds in a bit of premium appeal. Let me just remove that plastic covering the camera. So you have a full-size SIM card slot and a micro SIM card slot in there, so dual SIM phone, and a micro SD card slot capable of taking in 32 GB of storage. Let me put in the battery and then we'll power on the phone for the very first time. A very snug fit for the battery right there. Let's close up the cover. Again, solid construction throughout. The cover snaps in absolutely shut. The buttons are reachable with your thumb very easily. And the rounded sides make the phone really easy to hold in your hand as well. As I was saying, the buttons are reachable with your thumb. So single-handed use with this phone will be very easy. Now let's power on the phone for the very first time. You can see that the phone has begun powering on. And you can also see the powered by Android logo at the bottom right there, which Google has now made compulsory. So you can now see the new boot animation. It's specifically for this phone. So you have a 4.7-inch IPS display, that's WVGA resolution. You have 3 capacitive buttons at the bottom as well. Front-facing 2MP camera, proximity light sensor as well as the earpiece right up top with the notification LED to its left. The phone is now booted up. I'll be back after setting it up. So folks, now we are at the home screen. As you see, it's a bit bright. Let me reduce the brightness a bit so that you can see the display better. That seems just about right. You can see the new launcher. It looks exactly like the Google Now launcher, which comes with the Nexus devices. Your app drawer right there. Not many apps have come pre-installed. Basic Google apps and some Micromax games and apps. Coming to settings, let's jump into About quickly. So you see right there, it's the A106 running Android KitKat right out of the box. The very first phone from Micromax running Android 4.4.2. And moreover, it seems not much customization has gone into the interface. Some icons have been changed here and there. You can see the settings icon up top. In terms of storage, you have 0.89 GB as phone storage and 1.67 GB as your internal SD card. And we know that USB OTG is supported by this chipset, but we'll have a look whether this phone supports it or not. Now coming to apps, let's get into running information. So we'll see how much RAM is available. So 290 MB is currently being used, 675 MB is free. So you have about 965 MB that's available out of 1 GB to the system. Now let's get back into the notification shade. In quick toggles, there's nothing special. You do have user profiles and a cast screen option for wireless display. Now let's get back into settings. So no new options here. It's a pretty stock Android experience, which is always welcome. The capacitive buttons do light up. You can see the clock widget just like the Canvas 2 colors, and the folders, a very stock Android experience here. And moreover, the phone is performing quite well even though it has just booted up. So you can see there is no lag in the entire interface. The display seems to have great viewing angles as well. There is almost no color and brightness distortion. And the touch response remains excellent too. So the phone also comes with the MAD application, which gives you money for viewing ads. Money in terms of recharges. This is a default camera interface. So it's showing us how it works. You can zoom in just like that. Pinch to zoom also works on the camera interface. This is an autofocus camera, the back one. It's 5 megapixels. The interface is pretty similar to other MediaTek based smartphones, except that the HDR mode has been moved up top. The rest of the options are similar. You have your normal mode, panorama, beauty shot. Now let's come to the languages option. So this is the Reveri keyboard. So these are all the different languages that are installed on the phone. You can use this through this particular keyboard. Let's switch to Hindi. So you see right there, the keyboard changed to Hindi. And you can just simply type around and the message would be sent in this language. So there are 20 different languages to choose from apart from English. The number of home screens is not limited to one. You can increase that by just dragging a shortcut to the next available home screen. You can add widgets by tapping on the menu button as well. The display actually seems really good on this phone. Now let's compare it with the MOTO E. It's a direct competition, also running Android 4.4.2 KitKat right out of the box. Let me increase the brightness a bit on the MOTO E. It's currently in auto mode. So you can see that the display on the Canvas Unite 2 seems a bit brighter. It's a 4.7-inch display on the Unite 2 versus a 4.3-inch display on the MOTO E. So you can see the difference in size of both the phones. Both have sort of a matte finish back cover. The MOTO E has a more rubberized back cover than say the Unite 2. Even in terms of thickness, it seems that the Canvas Unite 2 is slightly thinner, but both phones are quite different in design. The MOTO E definitely has a higher resolution display, that's QHD, and on a smaller frame it's more pixel dense. But the Canvas Unite 2 seems to have a very good display as well. It doesn't seem pixelated, and moreover the build of the phone is quite solid. The buttons offer good feedback. The entire build of the device seems really solid and it feels really good to hold in the hand as well. Well folks, that was the unboxing and hands-on of the Micromax Unite 2 A106. It runs almost stock Android 4.4.2 KitKat right out of the box. At first glance, it does look to be a good competitor to the MOTO E. We'll be back with more on it. Till then, you can watch the unboxing of the MOTO E as well as its gaming review right here, as well as the full review of the Lava Iris 406Q, which features a Snapdragon 400 quad-core processor. If you have any questions, just hit us in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching and have a great day.